Well. It's time to ride bikes again. Let me see if I have all my stuff. Now you might be my biggest fan today, but Leon is getting larger. That's from Airplane, everybody. You should watch that movie. So there are days you see, I got it all pulled back aero style now today though. I probably could shave a little weight though. I wonder how many grams that is. But there are days you're going to jump on the bike and you're going to feel amazing. And you'll be ready to rock and roll. Everything's going to work. Unfortunately, today is not that day for Mr. Johnson. Kind of feeling crampy and like just out of it. It'd be an easy day to talk myself out of doing a ride. But the people who have the most success are the ones who push through, get on the bike, keep going. I can't say it's never happened, but it's pretty rare when I jump on the bike and I pedal, get the ride over with, and look back and be like, damn, shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done that ride. Wish I would have done something else. Today might be that day though. We'll see what this ride brings. We're doing anaerobic capacity. Specifically, we're going to be spending time in our
functional reserve capacity, FRC zone. I modified this one a little bit from last week. Last week it was 2x5. Today it's 2x6, but I built in a little bit more rest. I know I can do the 6, but what I really want is a little better quality out of the 6. So I mean, I was pretty strong through the end of the workout last week, but I do think, I mean, the amount of rest that I built into this workout is kind of right down the middle of the guidelines. I was probably being a little ambitious last week. I'm going to spin this cadence up a little bit for these last 30 seconds. I found, ooh, look out, Belichevsky. Another argument for the doggy cam, and she is really moving into the danger zone underneath me here. All right. Get the legs opened up a little bit and getting loose. This ride is going to give me some awesome benefits that I'm going to be able to carry forward to this Saturday's race. It's race number 2 in the Herd Summer Racing League. And that'll be on Saturday. Take 2. Alright, we're going to cut all this stuff out. I'll fix it all in post. On Saturday at 7 p.m. Central, we're doing the Yorkshire Crit course, which is I think they call it the Duchy Estate. Which I've never ridden before. I mean, I've ridden whatever the main Yorkshire route is. I've ridden that a few times. I typically don't finish well on that course, and I'm a little, if I'm honest, a little pessimistic about that Duchy Estate course. Just looking at the profile, does not seem like super like cut out or aligned with my skill set, but you know, that's why we're doing this kind of work, to improve those things. Over by a week and a half. There we go. getting ambitious, getting excited about thinking about racing. I definitely am feeling better, getting my heart rate up. And here's the last one of these. There we go. Now we'll cool off for just a second. Bring that heart rate back down. And then to kind of finish out my classic warm-up, we do just a couple of minutes of, you know, depending on the workout, I usually either like to throw a little sweet spot in there or some low-end FTP, and that combined with those 3x30s really, you know, and a little bit of fast pedaling really gets us good and prepared. So you may notice, if you've been following along with the videos, that I've had some audio problems to go along with my video problems. So I messed around with my settings today, and it looks like I'm not dropping frames like I had been. I'm hoping the stream quality is still good enough. But I realized, now I mean, this was a known thing. This is part of my setup. I had that microphone that I had sitting right in front of me there that I'd been using for podcasting for a long time, and this camera that I've got, you know, like most little webcams nowadays, has a mic built in, and through my struggles of trying to get the video part of it to work, I forgot a couple of times to actually disable the mic on it. So my last couple of videos had some really weird echoes. Oh, and thank you. Good. I'm glad to know that my stuff's working. But I actually think this little mic on this camera is probably as good or better than that, we'll call it a vintage podcasting mic. Because you got to be like, with that mic, it's not well suited for this kind of stuff, because you got to be like speaking right directly into it to get any kind of quality. I was a little worried that this one would pick up too much background noise, but you know, especially with like multiple fans blowing and all that kind of stuff, but I don't think it's any worse. focus on my breathing a little bit here. It's definitely time to focus on, definitely take two. How about I'll fix all this stuff, don't worry about it. It's definitely time to do some testing. Just looking at where my, well, we'll see at the end of this 4 minutes where that heart rate crests. But it's feeling like that high-end sweet spot or low-end zone 4 is a little higher now, which is awesome. That's what we're aiming for. Now the sprint segment's gonna taunt me. We might get this to line up with an interval. That would be awesome. See if I can snag a green jersey today. That would really make my day. So putting it into context, as I'm watching my heart rate, my threshold heart rate is actually like 180, which is super screaming high, I know. Yeah, my thoughts exactly. Yeah, we're cresting around the low 160s, it looks like. Legs feel pretty good. Now, let's see how quickly that comes back down. That's the end of the warm-up. It's the best we're going to feel all day long. Now it's time to get to work. "30 seconds. 30-second intervals. No big deal. We'll hardly even notice we did anything." Yeah, there we go. See how that dropping back into the 130s. Cardio's pretty good right now. I like where things are going. Foundation is being laid. In like 9 weeks, we're going to start getting into some really fun, interesting stuff. Not that this isn't, but this is the fundamentals. And once we have all these bricks laid, we can start building our super fast hot rod house or whatever. Insert analogy here. Here we go. Oh, too much. That's the gear though. About 90 RPMs is what I want. Only 11 more of those to go. I think I'm going to be real thankful for that extra bit of rest between these. I did have it set up at 90 seconds. That's a real quick turnaround. Hey, always good to see another Peach jersey out there. All right. Getting back down in the 140s. I'll probably be back in the 130s by the time I'm active again. Yeah, and definitely feeling more myself now. How do you wake yourself up in the morning? Oh, you know, cup of coffee, sit on the can for a little while, and jump in and do some anaerobic capacity real quick. Get yourself all perked up. Not necessarily in that order, but you know, you find what works for you. All right, here we go. Oh, look at that, into the 120s. I was like gear short. I'm gonna pay for that extra credit if I keep that up. Feels good early, but this mic probably is better for you guys, since I'm not like exhaling right down the pipe. It's a win for everybody. One less thing I gotta plug in, one less thing I gotta manage. You don't have to listen to all my bodily functions like some sort of weird ASMR video. I mean, unless you're into that, in which case, I guess we'd have to have a vote. I gotta think, if you're into that, you're in the minority on my stream, but hey, I don't know. I'm not here to judge. You guys, I work for you. You tell me what you want. But if you say sprints again, I'm ignoring you. That'll happen on sprint day. I'm not going to be peer pressured again. No, I'll probably be peer pressured again. I know myself better than that. Hey, look at this. After this one, we're halfway through the set. I'm gonna make this one my smoothest yet. Nice and smooth. I'm gonna shift into my gear. Quality over quantity. Halfway through the first set. Such a bummer. Look at all that work that's behind us already. Man, I'm really botching this. Herd Summer Racing League. It'll be fun to see. There was, man, what a strong crew of bees we had for the time trial. That was brutal. And I was on just burned out legs. But I finished very anonymously in the middle of the pack. Didn't embarrass myself. And lay down a trail of flame or anything like that. Here we go. Man, I'm absolutely going to pay for that later. Gonna kind of check in here, see how I'm doing, see what's happening with that heart rate. Should be recovering a little slower and hitting that valley a little higher. I'm glad I put in that extra rest because I do feel like I'm getting more out of these. Which certainly is evidenced by where I'm spiking those intervals in that 700 to 800 range. Gotta try to keep a lid on that a little bit, because that's all energy I'm expending that I would like to have towards the end of the second set. Now we got so many matches in the match book, so many charges in the battery, however you want to put it. Well, only one more in the first set. And this is your friendly reminder to make sure you take your rest intervals as seriously as your active ones. Make sure you rest up, bring that heart rate down. And just focus on getting the work done that you need to get done in this workout. Don't try to cheat and bump up your stats, don't try to bump up your average power or your miles per hour. That stuff's all gonna come. Just stick to the plan. And definitely make sure you're hydrating. Big key to being successful training indoors. Well, we're going to get a little active. This isn't going to be enough to give us a jersey probably, but we'll get a little something here. I'll ramp into this one a little bit more. So we're going to have a little extra rest. Here we go. Now we got 7.5 minutes to hang out and cool off. Well, definitely won't need to do that HIIT interval at the gym after this. It's pretty much what you're doing right now. A little high intensity interval training. Now we're building up our anaerobic capacity, building our ability to ride above our threshold. Uh-oh. Oh no. Uh-oh. Oh. Mr. Johnson pulled a bonehead. Hang on just a second. Well, good thing I got through the first set. I'll explain what happened here. Oh, come on. There we go. Let me pause that workout. See if we can make this thing happen. Okay. Yeah? Yep, there we go. Back in action. Well, that's not how you draw that up. If I were advising one of my athletes, I would say, you leave that camera alone. You let that thing die and finish your workout. But I realized, I'm sitting here talking. If it was just a camera, that's fine. But I realized the mic wasn't picking up. And man, so sorry you missed out on some absolute solid gold there. And just, it's gone. It's lost to the ether now. No way to get it back. All right, we got 3 of these to go. Now this one should be good because I'm got a little extra rest there. Make sure I really ride through the arch on that one. So I'm shifting. It looks like about 5 seconds into the interval. So that's good to know. And now, there's cool stuff you can do with that info. Catch my breath and I'll see what I can tell you. So, you can use that to work on some pedaling stuff. You could actually say, well, I want to work on some 5-second neuromuscular stuff so that I can more consistently hit this 30 seconds in a more even way. So you can accelerate a little more precisely. There's more, I'm just not thinking of. The blood's not in my brain anymore, you guys. Not that it goes there very much to begin with. All right, 2 to go. Last 2, best 2. Or what I like to say, most important interval of the whole workout, right here. The one you're on. So the other thing hung on to that initial gear there for the first 10 seconds. I can hold my target power for about 10 seconds at 100 RPMs there. But that output at that high a cadence is pretty tough for me. It's easier for me to put that power out at about 90 RPMs. So that's another bit of information that you can use. And really, how you use it really depends on what your goals are, what you want to improve. A lot of that comes down to, are you training for a specific event or a specific race course? Because there might be times where you look at a course and be like, the way a certain hill rides, or, all right, let's hold that thought. Last one, best one coming up here. Now we'll talk more about that. Well, that's it. That's all the work. Let my breath recover. And then we'll talk more. Oh yeah, I worked. We got her done. So, if you're planning, the thing that comes to mind as an example is like on a crit course, but really any course where there's a certain feature coming up and you want to maximize your ability to ride through it, and after it, you might say like, yeah, you know what, if I could maintain, say, 500 watts at 100 RPMs for 25 seconds, I can ride through that, keep my cadence up, and it'll help me accelerate over the top or around that corner or whatever it happens to be. So there are times, depending on what your goals are, that you might take a look at that kind of stuff. For most of us, improving the fundamentals will bring all that stuff with it. But if you're looking to get absolutely the most out of every event, and that's where a plan like what I'm doing here, where all that stuff makes a difference. I'm only riding about an hour a day, so trying to get the most performance, the most benefit out of that limited time as possible. And so today's workout is an awesome way to do that. And I just want to also kind of probably should have laid this out at the beginning, but before you go out and do this ride, this ride was custom tailored to me, where I am in my 30 seconds, my 30-second power. So, yours might be different. You might need more of these intervals. 6 might not be 6 by 2, 2 by 6, however you want to put it. Might not be enough. Or if you haven't done this stuff a lot, that might be way too much. If you're not used to training at this high of intensity, don't go too hard too fast. Be my best bit of advice there. Start out with 2 or 3 intervals at a time with a big block of rest in there. Let your body adapt to working out at that high level, and trust me, you stick with it, do one of these kind of workouts every week, you'll be able to do more and more and more. Just make sure you're planning your workout smart, building in plenty of rest, which in an hour a day you're probably still getting plenty of rest, at least bike rest. The rest of my life right now does not seem all that particularly restful, but it's not working out. Try to get that sleep when you can. Those who've been watching me for the last few weeks know that we are raising a 10-week-old baby right now. So sleep is at a premium for me, but that's why I'm doing this kind of time-crunched workout series. And it's like, I want to race in Zwift. I want to keep building my fitness, but I don't have 2 hours, 2.5 hours, 3 hours at a crack to ride. So just got to find ways to be creative and get the job done. Just keep showing up. That's really the key. Be consistent, as consistent as you can. Dedicate that block of time and just show up. And like today, whether you feel like it or not, it's get on the bike, get the job done. I really did not feel like riding my bike today, but I got on there, I got those first couple intervals done, got the blood flowing, and the rest of it went nice and easy. I mean, not easy, but your mood and your motivation follows action. That's kind of the long and the short of that. So I didn't want to get on my bike today, but once I was on and I got working, my mood and my motivation followed. So, and that is one of the things I really do like about having the bike set up on a trainer is, you just hop on and ride. And then hop off when you're done. You don't have to worry about traffic or meeting up with, there's still meet-up stuff here, but, you don't have to worry too much about like, hey, is somebody late to the group ride? Like, don't have to worry about mechanicals. Although we did sort of have a mechanical today, didn't we? But nobody had to like come and give me a ride home. You know, if I couldn't get it to work, you know, it happens. All right. So let's hop on over here. I'm gonna get a second camera, I think. They're not terribly expensive. This one is like $35 or something like that, and I think it would be really add to the old production quality. And I could set it up in a way that doesn't aim straight at that window, although it does kind of like give me like an aura, you know. yeah, maybe I don't want to change that. Look at that. Let's frame myself up real nice there. Nope, wrong way. There we go. It's like, alright, so let's just take a look here. You can see, even though I was stomping out some extra power, this is nice not having to like hold the mic while I'm talking here. And actually, you know what? Just happened to see. So I don't have WKO5. So when I bought WKO5, I bought it on a Mac, what I have here in my hand. So I don't have it set up to share the screen right now, but I will figure that out. I'm not any kind of like genius with this kind of stuff, so I keep trying to like put myself over the top of my logo there. Where is it? There. I'm gonna practice. This is my weatherman practice, you know, like push that logo, get it away. No, she's stuck. All right. Anyway, that's where it's gonna stay. I can't get this pointed down anymore, so that's where we are. So, but I do have WKO open on this laptop. That's where I was going with all that. So, I just really kind of want to take a peek. Just kind of want to see the consistency between these. Actually, so this is where my pedals died, right here. So let's see. It looks pretty consistent. So I don't know if there was like a firmware update with either the pedals or the. I guess I did update the pedals recently, or if there's something from Ceres I think I got to do that manually if I'm not mistaken. So I'll have to double check and see. Although maybe I don't want to mess around with it. It seemed like it's reading it's reading pretty much exactly the way I want it to. So. Maybe I don't want to mess around with that too much. It is definitely nice to have that backup. But that's a good lesson. Make sure you know, a lot of times, especially when I'm time crunched like this, a lot of times I shut everything down and I just GTFO and get out of here. And I forget to plug my pedals in. So that's a good reminder. Make sure that you're taking care of your equipment after your ride. Let's see here. On WKO5. Today is Tuesday, correct? Close and come back in. It's not working. I used to feel like I was more on the forefront of technology, and I love this stuff is it's an amazing we have such an amazing suite of tools at our disposal, and I just keep finding myself feeling more and more like the old man, poking around with this thing. Why isn't WKO5 working? I pushed the button. In the meantime, WKO5 is there's got a screen on here that's flashing 12. I don't know. I'm gonna have to. It's not uploading my. Oh, you know why? Because I haven't. Oh man, what a bonehead. So it's not gonna read this because I have not closed out my fit file. So let's do that. There. Oh, jeez. There we go. Yeah, so 97 TSS. Yeah, we got a couple of little breaks in there, man. I definitely have to get this set up because this would be super fun to be able to show you what's happening here. So, but I'm just checking. This is more or less just checking. The same thing we just looked at with the data that Zwift gave us there. What I do want to look at though is this does. There's a lot more stuff that you can see. Let me see if I can turn this around and see. Because one of the things that we're building is our functional reserve capacity. And so it gives us. I don't know if you can really see that very well, but this chart down here actually shows you your FRC and how it's recovering, how much time it takes to recover. And so that's one of the things that I was looking at when I decided I wanted to build a little bit more logo. I'll get this all fixed. This will be a lot better in the coming weeks, but it's all trial and error. We're working stuff out. But I noticed that my FRC wasn't bouncing back quite as quickly as I expected it to. So to get that little extra bit of quality out of those intervals, I decided okay, let's expand those rest intervals and let that FRC bounce back a little bit more, and then you can get a little better quality and you can get more work done, while still getting, that. Man, my brain is opening up. While still getting that good quality work done. But what you can see when I had to jump off there and fix my camera, see if I can get in here. What you can see is that FRC bounced back a little bit more than I wanted it to. So, so really, kind of see in that first set, you can see it kind of bump down in a nice smooth ramp on each one of them. So I didn't quite get out of the second one what I was hoping to get out of it, but my anaerobic training's impact score is still a 10. So I got some good quality work in today. I mean, there's nothing, there's absolutely nothing to feel bad about on this workout. And when you're, it's interesting because like when you're training indoors in a controlled environment like this, you can really just hone in and get these like super nice clean charts. But realistically, if you're doing this workout in the real world, things are going to happen. Things are, and so it's not exactly like, it's not like a failure. It's not a, it's nothing that where you have to look back and be like, oh man, need to readjust or go back in and do more work or whatever. I still got the work out of the workout. Would it have been slightly more effective had I not jumped off the bike and fixed the camera there? Yes. But I got good work in. We're working within a consistent framework. All this stuff is going to. This will be a building block that I can still build. This is like I said. There's nothing to feel bad about that. So now, had I been off the bike for 10 minutes, and that FRC really started to come back and it started to really get fresh again, you could definitely argue that what you should do then is start that interval set over again. Do 6 reps again. Start from the beginning of that set. But we'll talk more about that if that happens. But in an hour, sometimes you just gotta accept what you get done. But like I say, no big deal. This isn't something where I'm going to need to go and readjust anything. So I feel pretty good about that. So tomorrow we're going to do that 2x19 and see if I can really hit that good quality. I'm gonna write down. Maybe I don't know. I'm gonna find a way. I'm gonna tweak Zwift a little bit to make sure that I'm hitting that zone exactly the way I want to hit it. So I'm gonna make sure that I've got to look and see how they align the heat maps in that. Well, anyway, that's a problem for me to solve off the camera. But I'd really like to have that heat map line up with the range that I'm going to set for myself, and it's not exactly FTP the way Zwift has it drawn up. So but anyway, I'll figure that out. If I have some insight on that, I'll share it tomorrow. Do I know what time I will be streaming tomorrow? I do not. I'll follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff, and Chesky says hi. And I'll try to give a shout out, when I know I'm getting kind of close. So, and of course you can always catch the replay. If you're following me, if you're watching on Facebook, bounce over to Twitch, twitch.tv/Eric Johnson. Give me a follow. Chesky says she's on board with me. Here you go. Hey, come here. Come here. Want to come say hi to the camera? Oh, Chesky. Oh, she's got her hackles up and stuff. Are you keeping the neighborhood on lockdown? Yeah. Oh yeah. Look at that. Oh, that's a good That's a good angle there. I'll just hold that there. So, anyways, so I'll go calm down the doggy, and I'll get at you tomorrow with some FTP, which will be super fun for everybody. Nothing's working, you guys. Just one of those days. The wheels just came off and stayed off. So, all right, we'll see you tomorrow.